build an animation out of a set of images, there are basically 3 steps. Build the URL string of the image, download the images into a sequence, and then stitch them together into a movie file. For our example, we are going to use the satellite imagery site of the JMA, or the Japan Meteorological Agency. The link is given in the description. The JMA has 3 types of images: infrared, visible, and water vapor. We're going to take the visible satellite image. We're going to choose a large size. Take the image URL and paste it into your Python editor. I'm using PyCharm, the community edition. The heart of the script is just these 3 lines. I'm using the URL lib package to download the images. Testing it with one of the URLs, and sure enough, we have an output. If you look back into the site, we see that at every 10-minute interval, we have a new image available. So we try to create a loop and download these images into our hard disk. To find out the start time of the images, we just go back in time and find the start time from which the images are available in the site, beyond which you cannot fetch. And the end time is, of course, the current date and time. So I create some functions which return me the date, hour, and the minutes in the proper format. By proper format, I mean if I pass a 9, it should give me a 09. If I pass a 5, it should give me a 05. If I pass a 10, it should return me 10. So appending a 0 in front of the integers. The next task is to build the image URL, the complete image URL. Hard-coding the base URL, and then the image type, which is the visible, infrared, or the water vapor, and then the different string parts, the string that consists of year, month, date, and hour, concatenating everything into the variables. Now I create 3 loops to loop through the days, hours, and minutes, and of course passing the required functions which give me in the proper format. Printing out the URL, and then I'm storing it into a image folder, and then run it, and we have the output. Yep, sure enough, it's working. Now that you figured out it's working, you just do some error handling stuff. And run this. Yep, it's kind of working. And we set it to run, and depending on the bandwidth and your CPU power, this might take a while to download. And sufficiently enough, we have somewhere around 700 images. Once you have the image, we go to the site and download ffmpeg, which is a utility to join images or do whatever you want with videos. Since I'm using Windows, I'm trying to get the Windows build. Yeah, there it is. And get the latest version, 64-bit, and download it and place it into a folder. And I create a test directory where I put all my images which I've downloaded, just so that I don't screw up the images. So once I've put the images in the corresponding directory, I use this utility to combine all the images into a video file, into an MP4 file. You can specify your bitrate, your frame rate, and what kind of a codec you want to use. Once it's done, I open it up with a video player, and there it is. Beautiful, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, the more the images, the longer it lasts. But usually I use a 25 frames per second frame rate. You can also go up till 30 frames per second, or you can change the kind of images into an infrared. You can increase the speed even more, or just bring it down. Wow. It's up to you to figure out the right frame rate and the speed. Now here's a shot of the water vapor. Oh. Well, so this is how it's done. I'll leave you with a short clip from the images that we combined together. Hope you enjoy it, and as usual, everything that we told, all the description, all the links and the command line arguments are given in the description section. Thanks for hanging around, and do watch out for more videos.